Hi there and welcome back. Today we'll be talking about JexBoss. It is a nice little tool. It's written in Python. It is designed to identify and test for the presence of various exploitable vulnerabilities that can be found in JBoss, Tomcat, Jenkins, and many other Java frameworks and platforms. If a vulnerability is identified, it also has the ability to attempt to exploit that and give you a remote shell to the system. This tool is licensed via the Apache license version 2.0. The name of the individual who wrote this, I would be horribly amiss if I tried to pronounce it. I am not very good at pronouncing names. I will display it on the screen here for you to take a quick look at right here. Beyond that, how would you go about installing this tool? Well, first of all, you could go and download it from GitHub. Once it's downloaded from GitHub, you can go into the directory and take a look at what files are available in here. In there, you'll see several different files, some of which are the binary itself, the README, a few other things in there, including requires.txt. Requires.txt is going to tell you what is the requirements for this. You can easily install that by using pip install-r requires.txt. Give that a few seconds to install. In my case, it's already installed, so that's great. As with many other command line tools, there is a -h option to give you the output, so you can, or the help menu output, so you can see what options are available to you. This one seems to have a very long help output. You can see right here the usage itself is very lengthy. Well, in comparison to some I've looked at here recently, it's fairly detailed. After that, you're going to be looking at a series of examples it gives you here. In these examples, you can see things such as how do you just normally use it, how do you use it if you're going after various Java exploitation like a deserialization or something of that nature, going after Jenkins, struts 2. Then you can get into the options themselves. One of note here to just take a quick look at is the -A or -auto -exploit. This is one where if it finds a vulnerability, it auto tries to exploit it for you. There's any number of other options in here that would come in handy, such as -JBoss, -Jenkins, so forth, if you want to just check for those vulnerabilities. You can specify the host on the command line. You can specify a file for it to try to read those in from. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at a couple test servers I have on my system here. I have I have all of a JBoss, a Tomcat, and a Jenkins server installed. I believe the first one we're going to be looking at here is my JBoss server. You can see that it comes back with vulnerable on the web console, JMX console, and the JMX invoker servlet. I go ahead and run this, and first thing it says is, hey, you're vulnerable. Would you like to exploit this? I say yes. It takes a few seconds for this to get up and going, and once it does, we will have a command prompt here, shell. From here, I can type any kind of command I want on that remote system, host name, ifconfig, things of this nature. You can type exit to exit out of there. What it does then is it goes in and says, oh, you had the JMX console was vulnerable next. Would you like to exploit that? In this case, I'll go ahead and say yes, just to show that it can exploit that one as well. Same thing as before, it's going to come back with a shell prompt. I'm just going to exit straight out of here. It's going to ask to exploit the next one. I'll go ahead and say no. So now we're going to test out my Tomcat server. I do not believe it is vulnerable, and as the results come back, it is not vulnerable. That's great. There's any number of vulnerabilities that could have been on there, but none of them exist currently. In my version, I have it seem to be patched fairly well. Next up, I'm going to be testing for testing for Jenkins. So we're going to go ahead and target that system. It is on my 229 target system here. After it finishes, you can see that it is vulnerable itself, or possibly vulnerable. It's going to ask me if I wish to exploit. I'll say yes. As we've already seen what the exploitation this looks like, I'll go ahead and hit cancel here, or Control-C and exit out. And this was a quick little run through of this tool. Nothing super detailed that I went into with this. but it shows you off a little bit of its functionality. It's a great tool. I actually use it in some of my attack chains. I will initially scan systems for web services, check each of those to see if any of them are Java-based systems like JBoss, Tomcat, Jenkins, something of that. And if they are, I will feed them into JexBoss and see if any of them are exploitable right off the bat. If they are, I'll go ahead and get a remote shell on there and possibly push up like a interpreter or something like that so I can get a more persistent shell. But yeah, this is just one of the tools that is part of a attack chain that I use on a regular basis. Hopefully it's something that you can make use of, or it's something that at least is of interest to you. Please go check it out. And as always, thank you and have a great day.